Tonight, performing our national anthem is soloist Tegan Ryder. Ladies and gentlemen, Tegan.
Welcome, fans, to Harrisburg Heat Soccer as the Harrisburg Heat welcome to Fremont Mortgage Field at the New Holland Arena the Monterrey Flash. The Monterrey Flash are 4-0 on the young season. The Harrisburg Heat 3-2. The Flash sit ahead of their division. They come in with a record, as we said, of 4-0. 3-0 at home. They are 1-0 on the road. Harrisburg comes in with a record, as we said, of 3-2 and a home record of 2-1 on the young season. We are just about set for the kickoff tonight. One of the Heat captains, Val Texera, is at midfield with a lucky youngster who will throw out tonight's first ball. And it should be a really spirited contest between these two teams here as we approach the quarter mark of the young MASL season. I am Max Stevens, filling in for the great John Wilsbach tonight on the Heat YouTube broadcast of tonight's action, and it is a pleasure to have you along tonight as we watch these two teams do battle here at New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. Both teams are huddled up, and we are getting set for action tonight here from Harrisburg. It should be a really nice contest tonight between these two teams. Both teams, Monterrey wanting to stay on top of their division and stay on top of the competition. Harrisburg very much in the thick of things in the Eastern Division. And, of course, the Tropics and Syracuse are playing tonight. We will try to keep you up to date on that score as the night progresses, as Syracuse sits at the bottom of the division with a record of 2-3, and the Tropics are right on the Heat's tail at 3-2. So it's an important game tonight for sure for Harrisburg and also for Monterrey as we head into things tonight. It looks like the starting keeper for Monterrey tonight will be Diego Reynoso. And the starting keeper tonight for the Heat, I believe, is going to be none other than Hugo Silva, who has been fantastic and is among the league leaders in some categories in the net. He is in fact ahead of Baltimore keeper William Vanzela, and we'll get into some of those stats as the broadcast unfolds here this evening. Our focus now at midfield as we're about to have the opening kick for tonight's contest between the Monterrey Flash and the hometown Harrisburg Heat. Looks like number 16, Armando Turan, to start things for the Flash. Out there is Miguel Vaca for the Flash. Also, it looks like Victor Vallejo is on defense, and they kick it to open to number 11, Omar Santillan. Ball kicked into the corner. The Flash try to kick it out. Ball in midfield. Vaca controls for the Flash. Kicks it down into the corner. Ball is off of the Harrisburg player, Stephen Passo, and into the stands. The Heat have David Meller out there, along with Basso, along with Ricardinho. Silva, as we said, in net. Looks like Birche's in the back as well. Or no, Gonzaga, as the ball is kicked over the net by Omar Santillan. And we will have things going. The arrow will be going in the Harrisburg direction as we begin things here. Harrisburg will be working defending the net to our right and working toward scoring the net to my left. The opposite for Monterrey as Harrisburg controls in its own zone. Bikbalatov has the ball, kicks it across the midfield stripe, and now it's controlled by Monterrey in their own zone by Damian Garcia. Garcia kicks it back to his keeper. Dos Santos is defending. Ball in midfield, bounces on top of the boards, stays in play. And Val Texera works things at midfield, intercepted by Pichardo. And Pichardo kicks back to his netminder. Ball kicked forward to the timeline. Controlling is Monterrey. Now Harrisburg intercepts in their own zone. Now it looks like DePrima is battling for it. And Monterrey back to control at midfield. Garcia with control, getting it over to Pichardo. Pichardo kicks back to his keeper, Reynoso. Reynoso over to Garcia. Back to Reynoso. Reynoso looking to set up a play. And he kicks it down deep into the Harrisburg end. And Efrain Martinez can't control. Hugo makes a save and gets it out. And the ball kicks against the wall, off the wall, and a score to open the contest. Efrain Martinez with the goal and the backflip. So Efrain Martinez with the first tally of the game. It comes at the 1:43 mark of the first period. So Efrain Martinez gets Monterrey on the board first. And David Meller will restart things at midfield. Gets it back to Gonzaga. Gonzaga over to Basso. Basso over to number 8, Freitas. Or as we affectionately call him here, Thiago. Thiago back to Lucio. Over to Basso. Shot blocked. Lucio over to Basso. Back over to Thiago. Thiago controls on the left side for the Heat. Thiago dribbling. Tries to work a pass into a teammate. It is intercepted. And now Monterrey controls the ball in their own zone. Vallejo on the right side. Vallejo back to his keeper, Reynoso. Reynoso looking to start something for the Flash. Kicks the ball into the other end, and Silva easily catches the ball. Basso starts things for the Heat in their own zone. Over to DePrima, back to Silva. Now to Lucio. Lucio to Bikbalatov. And a whistle. And the possession arrow looks like it will favor the Harrisburg Heat. Lucio into the net in the dangerous area, in the slot area there. DePrima had a shot, but Reynoso doing a very nice job to get to the ball as Monterrey controls it its own zone, looking to get out and play the ball. Ball to the right side of Vallejo. Vallejo back to Reynoso in his net. Reynoso looking to set something up for the Flash. Reynoso has the ball now, and he sends it deep. Now actually to midfield, and now Monterrey controls at midfield, and now into the Harrisburg zone. A shot wide, and Gonzaga trying to control. Now Silva has the ball as the shot came from number 77, Brian Aguilar. Over to the right side, Basso. Now back to De Silva. De Silva to Meller. Meller to Thiago. Thiago controlling, and now the ball goes out of play. They say it went out of play off of a Monterrey player, and Thiago kicks it back on the restart to a teammate. Now to Dos Santos, and a block. Monterrey doing a nice job blocking things early here when Harrisburg does have an opportunity. Controlled by Ricardinho. Now to Duarte. Duarte, now to Thiago. Back to Leandro. In deep for Meller, the David variety. Back out to Dos Santos and to Thiago now on the left side. Thiago works it over to the right side now. Ball kicked off the corner, and a chance in front, but it sneaks out. Ball squirts to the left side, and it's controlled now by Edgar Gonzalez. And he kicks it out off the right side wall and gets out to midfield, and now Dos Santos controls, and back to Silva. 10:09 to go, opening quarter. It's 1-0 Monterrey. Controlling now is Berche. Berche to Bikbalatov. Bikbalatov trying to do a little dance there. Now gets it back to Basso. Over to Lucio. Lucio controls in his own end. Now back to Silva. Silva way out of his net. Over to Basso. Monterrey, nice pressure in the Harrisburg zone here. Here comes Lucio. Lucio, a shot! Just wide. And now in his own end, number 10, Efrain Martinez kicks it out as he's falling, and Silva controls. Over to Basso in his own end. Now back to Silva, just outside of his net. Silva, a nice kick across the timeline over to a teammate, Ricardinho. And now Monterrey has regained possession in its own end. Santillan trying to kick it out. Gonzaga gets a foot on it and keeps it in the Harrisburg attack end. At midfield, Thiago over to Lucio now. Now back over to Thiago. Thiago, a shot blocked, or a pass attempt blocked, I should say. Now Thiago has it at midfield and tries to work it in. It's taken by a Monterrey player and then kicked out of bounds by Harrisburg. So the possession arrow will still favor Monterrey as Edgar Flores was trying to get the ball into the Monterrey attack end. Ball is kicked in and down into the Harrisburg end on the left side. A shot in front, score! Number 7, Carlos Farias. He is a dangerous, dangerous player. And now it's 2-0 in favor of the Monterrey Flash. That coming with 7:32. The 7:32 mark of the first period. And it is 2-0, and that is going to, looks like it's going to be a media timeout now, and we will take one as well. It's 2-0 Monterrey Flash over the Harrisburg Heat on the MASL Heat Soccer Network.
Freedmont Mortgage helps you minimize stress in the home purchase process and helps you make the absolute right decision. Fremont Mortgage has set the standard for trust, honesty, and integrity in the industry for nearly 2 decades. As one of the oldest licensed mortgage firms in the Mid-Atlantic area,
hear the spot.
They have the experience
and the
reputation to assist homeowners and home buyers in a variety of situations.
Gotcha.
Trusted Property Group helps customers sell their home or purchase a home for investment through superior customer service. Founded in 2004, Dacio Office Solutions is a locally owned, authorized Toshiba copier dealership with offices located all over central Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to the New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. 8:28 to go. It is 2-0 in favor of the visiting Flash. 8:28 to go in the opening frame. Lucio down into the left side. And Monterrey controls. Nice pass from Farias as the ball gets over the center line. Now Harrisburg able to kick it back into the Monterrey end. Reynoso kicks it back to the Harrisburg end. Vaca with the ball. Shot! Nice save by Silva. Thiago controls now on the left side board. Vallejo wanting a push against David Miller, did not get it. Monterrey doing a nice job here early, exhibiting their patience and skill. And they're showing why they are sporting a 4-0 record coming into this contest. 7 minutes, 44 seconds to go, opening frame. 2-0 Monterrey. Monterrey kicks it back into its own zone. Vallejo controls on the right side. Vallejo back to Reynoso just outside of his net. Reynoso looking to set something up. Dribbles near the yellow line. Now gets it into the offensive zone, kick back into his own zone. Vallejo will control again as the Heat stymieing the middle of the field now and not giving Monterrey much to work with. Reynoso kicks it up again. A shot, an attempted head ball off of Reynoso's kick by number 20, Edgar Gonzalez. And the refs blow a whistle. And the possession arrow will favor Harrisburg. And Harrisburg will get a nice restart here on the yellow line with 7:14 to go. This is not a position you want to be in if you're Monterrey, but if you're the home team, you'll relish these chances right here. Lucio on the left side. Thiago kicks it to the right side for Basso. Basso over to Lucio. Oh, if he got a foot on that, that would have been dangerous. He just could not get a good kick on the ball. And the ball is back out to midfield, but Harrisburg still controls on the Monterrey end. Lucio on the left-hand side. Lucio controlling the ball. Lucio kicking it over to Dos Santos. Dos Santos wants to regroup back to De Silva. Thiago in the Harrisburg attack end to the right side now. And lost it. Leo lost it there a little bit to Monterrey, and now Monterrey across the timeline. Dos Santos now controls at his own end, being pursued heavily by Aguilar. Harrisburg tries to work it up the sideboard. Kick to midfield. Monterrey possesses a shot just wide. Now Monterrey controls in the Harrisburg end. Another shot wide. A centering feed. A kick out to the right. A shot from the top of the slot. No. And now, after that scary threat, Monterrey retreats back to its own end as number 2, Pichardo, kicks it back to Reynoso. And Tehran will try to start things with Reynoso back in their own end again. Garcia controls just in front of the Monterrey cage with Buktalov heavy in pursuit. 5:35 to go, opening frame, 2-0 Monterrey. Garcia playing catch or just passing the ball in his own end with his keeper Reynoso. Now the ball squirts out to midfield and Harrisburg controls back to Hugo. Hugo looking to set something up. Garcia kicks it high. Does it stay in? No. It goes out of play. So possession will favor Harrisburg now with 5:09 to go in the opening frame. Heat trail 2-0 early on here. Been a very spirited contest. Oh my gosh. Very dangerous pass by Hugo there. And now Monterrey will regroup things. It's been a fight for space out here early on between these two teams. Both teams having some chances, and Monterrey probably having the better of the chances so far and taking advantage of those chances here early on. But Harrisburg is not making those chances easy. As we set things up to Prima, back across the left-hand side. Lucio working out near midfield to Basso on the left-hand side. Basso works it back into the Harrisburg end, now back into the Monterrey end. David Meller, and it looks like Pichardo impeded David Meller's progress, and now Harrisburg will get a nice free kick here in the Monterrey end. Lucio, so dangerous off of restarts. Looking to start something here. Shot! Oh! Just wide. It took a bounce off a player in the slot, and just wide. That could have been a goal very easily for Lucio. 3:59 to go as Hugo controls at his own end. To Ricardinho, to Dos Santos. Dos Santos, a pass just too far ahead, but David Meller is able to get it just fine as he battles forward at midfield, gets it back to Hugo, and he'll look to Hugo to set up the offense from his net. Thiago now will look into the offensive zone. Back to Leo. Over to Thiago. Intercepted for a moment and then regained possession for Thiago. Now Leo over to Big Vitalov. Now Dos Santos controls, dancing, shot! Oh, just wide. A few inches to the right, and that is a Harrisburg tally. 2:55 to go in the opening frame. Big Vitalov controlling on the left side. Dos Santos now to the right. He found Lucio. Lucio looking to buy some time. Harrisburg changes and gets Basso on. Over to Texera. Now back to Lucio. Over to Basso on the left-hand side. Basso lines up for a shot, blocked. Basso back to Lucio at center field. .212 to go, opening frame. Harrisburg looking for its first. after a couple of really close ones here. It looks like they smell blood in the water now. At the top of the key, it looked like Ricardinho was wrestling with a Monterrey player, and now the referees give it to Monterrey as Vallejo kicks it back to Reynoso. Reynoso to Vallejo, back to Reynoso. 1:48 to go. We are in the opening frame. Reynoso has almost been kind of creating his own good luck here early on. Thiago brings the ball down to Lucio on the left side. Lucio, a shot off the wall, or excuse me, a pass off the wall, and he centered it for a dangerous chance, but the ball unfortunately falls harmlessly over the glass. But Harrisburg, it was off a Monterrey player, so Harrisburg retains possession as Thiago will restart things, or maybe not. Thiago, a shot blocked. Basso, a shot. His shot was blocked as well. Hugo's at midfield to keep it in. Hugo almost scored! Oh, nice save by Reynoso. Hugo almost had himself a goal as he was actually standing on the attack side of the timeline. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. It is 2-0 in favor of Harrisburg. A dangerous play here. Hugo out of his net. A shot. Very nice save. Nice teamwork by Harrisburg to keep that ball out of the net. That could have been a huge third goal for Monterrey. And avoiding disaster was Harrisburg there as Leo shoots the ball way high over the Monterrey cage and out of play. Beautiful, beautiful play. Hugo was too far out of his net. Ball came back unexpectedly. He was out of position, and the Harrisburg defender, I didn't catch who it was, but the Harrisburg defender then almost started to play goal for him a little bit, and as the shot went to the net, the Harrisburg defender was standing at the side of the net, the left side, and kept the ball out of the net, and that's huge. You don't want to go down 3-0 with the way teams have been fighting for space early on here in this first period. 30 seconds to go, under 30 seconds to go, first quarter, 2-0 Monterrey. Ball out to midfield. And 10 seconds remain. They kick it into the Harrisburg end, but just over the glass. And the very dangerous Eric Flores shaking his fists because he wanted that chance. Dos Santos will bring it back in for the Heat. David Miller heads it toward Reynoso. 2 seconds to go, and that'll end the first period of action here from New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. It is your Harrisburg Heat trailing 2-0 to Monterrey on the MASL Heat Soccer Network.
My mom just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for me.
Thank you for all that you've done over the years.
Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Thanks for all the support and commitment throughout the years.
For your guidance. Thank you for all your love and support.
Mom, thank you for always taking me to all the games, even though sometimes I know it's an inconvenience.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support.
You know, all your support is always very appreciative, and I love you a lot, and I'm going to continue to play and make you proud.
Thank you so much, and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Love you.
I love you. Thank you, and I love you.
To all the cast of Soccer Moms,
Thanks for the support and everything that you do. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you again for everything, and thanks to all the moms out there.
To be successful like the Heat, you need teamwork. To be successful in real estate, you need Chris Timmons of Team Pete Realty. If you are buying, selling, or investing, Chris offers the knowledge, experience, and marketing strategies to assure success. Call Chris today at 717-585-4526 or christherealtor4you@gmail.com. From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Back to the New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. The Harrisburg Heat, after one period of play, trail Monterrey by a score of 2-0. We're going to try to check some out-of-town scores for you. Particularly, we will try to check on the Knights and the Tropics. Don't forget, fans, tomorrow at 1:30, these two teams right back in action here at New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. Tonight is game one of a 2-2 here at home between Harrisburg and Monterrey. With 8:45 to go in the third, it is the Florida Tropics 5, the Syracuse Silver Knights 4. So that is an interesting game to keep your eye on, Harrisburg Heat fans, because if you look at the standings heading in to tonight's contest, Florida has the same record as the Heat, right below them in the division, 3-2, and Syracuse 2-3. So Syracuse is trying to even things up between those two teams. Of course, Monterrey leads the Southwest Division with a record of 4-0. They switch nets here for the second period. Reynoso will now be defending the net to my right, and Hugo will be defending the net to my left. Lucio controls off the second quarter start. To the right side now in his own end. To Hugo. Hugo. Over to Thiago. Back to Lucio. Monterrey putting some nice pressure on here as Harrisburg escapes it and gets things out. Controlling his Vallejo now in his own zone, and a huge kick by his teammate sends the ball back into the Harrisburg zone. Basso kicking it over to Lucio. Lucio over to Ricardinho. Basso kicking it over and intercepted by Monterrey, and now back to Lucio. Lucio bounces it off a player, and now it's back to midfield and kicked into the Monterrey end. Now back to the Harrisburg end where Hugo controls. Hugo way out of his net. Looking to set something up down the field. Bounces it off the glass in the offensive zone. DePrima battling for it along the boards. David Meller joining him in the effort. Ball takes a few bounces. Now back out to Bigbalatov. A shot just wide. Just wide. Now the ball rolls harmlessly back to Hugo. Now Chantel controls. Chantel back over to Hugo. Hugo trying to direct traffic to set up a good play. He's in the, bounce off the glass, and it goes harmlessly out of play. Hugo trying to set something up in the corner there. It didn't work out because it was just too far over the glass, and now Reynoso will try to set things up out of his own end. Chantel to Francis. Garcia kicks the ball out of bounds, and Harrisburg will now be on the attack. Thiago and Marco Chantel near the ball as they restart things. Chantel back to Thiago. Now to Chantel, to Dos Santos. Dos Santos trying to penetrate the Monterrey defense. Back to Chantel. 12:39 remains, opening half, 2-0. Harrisburg trails Monterrey. Hugo trying to get his teammates in position to start a play here. Monterrey's defense has been very patient and very good so far. Tough to penetrate. Harrisburg's had some chances, but they've been really tough. Ball rolls back out to center. Nice kick in by Hugo. That could have been dangerous if he didn't get his foot on that ball. Garcia now controls at his own end. Garcia back to Reynoso. Reynoso over to his teammate who kicks it past midfield. And Monterrey controls in the Harrisburg end now. As a Monterrey player battling for position, he goes to the ground. The officials call a foul on Harrisburg. And the possession arrow will favor Monterrey. Efrain Martinez near the ball, but not going to restart things. That'll be left to Pichardo. Pichardo to his teammate, Flores. Flores back to Reynoso. Things have tightened up even more than they were in the first quarter now. Space is really difficult to come by out there on the field right now. Hugo controls on a ball that was batted in his direction. 11:23 to go in the opening half. It's 2-0, the Harrisburg Heat trailing Monterrey here at home. Pichardo trying to head the ball, and he does. Now it's Basso controlling. And now over to Meller. Meller has it stolen. A shot! Oh, just off the sideboard, then off of Silva, but he kept it out. That was very, very dangerous. Nice shot by Edgar Gonzalez. Right down the side is DePrima. Now stolen by Martinez. Working it the other way is Garcia for Monterrey. Now back to Reynoso. A few passes back and forth before Reynoso kicks it out. Into the Harrisburg end now. Lining up for a shot, a dribble, a shot, and saved by Hugo. The shot came from Vallejo, and now ball bounces back into the Monterrey end. Vallejo controls on the left side. Now to Moreno. Vallejo dribbles back. Meller defending. 9:57 to go, opening half. 2-0 Monterrey. Dangerous game of pass in front of the Monterrey cage. Ball gets into the Harrisburg end. And then Monterrey retreats back to its own end again. 9 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the opening half. It's 2-0. Ball into the Harrisburg end, where Hugo will roll it for Chantel. Chantel. Thiago. Back to Chantel. To Thiago. Harrisburg trying to set something up to work it deep into the attack end. A shot from Ricardinho. A rocket off of his left foot that just goes out of play. 9 minutes to go in the opening half. 2-0 Monterrey. As they pass in front of the Monterrey cage, and ball squirts out to midfield where Dos Santos kicks it back in. To number 9, Bik Balatov, a score! That was a heck of a shot. as he's crowded by his teammates. Big Balatov playing it off the wall. And then Dos Santos firing a rocket. And just, I don't even think, the goaltender didn't even move as 8:47 remains in the first half. So Douglas Dos Santos puts his team on the board. It is now 2-1 as they cut that Monterrey lead in half with 8:39 to go in the first half. I mean, that ball must have been a complete rocket. Like I said, Reynoso doesn't even move. As Basso starts things back to Lucio at midfield, and the Heat will try to work it in for a tying score. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first half. Thiago, a shot just over the Monterrey cage and out of play. Possession arrow will favor Monterrey. Ball will come out of the, well, it looks like Monterrey wants to take a timeout and talk about things. We'll take a timeout as well. It is 2-1 Monterrey over your Harrisburg Heat on the MASL Heat Soccer Network.
Freedmont Mortgage helps you minimize stress in the home purchase process and helps you make the absolute right decision. Freedmont Mortgage has set the standard for trust, honesty, and integrity in the industry for nearly 2 decades. As one of the oldest licensed mortgage firms in the Mid-Atlantic area, they have the experience and the reputation to assist homeowners and home buyers in a variety of situations. Trusted Property Group helps customers sell their home or purchase a home for investment through superior customer service. Founded in 2004, Dacio Office Solutions is a locally owned, authorized Toshiba copier dealership with offices located all over central Pennsylvania. To be successful like the Heat, you need teamwork. To be successful in real estate, you need Chris Timmons of Team Pete Realty. If you are buying, selling, or investing, Chris offers the knowledge, experience, and marketing strategies to assure success. Call Chris today at 717-585-4526 or christherealtor4you at gmail.com.
Welcome back to New Holland Arena at Freedmont Mortgage Field. The Harrisburg Heat are taking on the Monterrey Flash, and they trail 2-1 with 8:05 to go here in the first half. Harrisburg is in the midst of a 6-game homestand, which began on December 1st, with a 8-3 win over the Ambush. And then the second game was Saturday, December 2nd. Last weekend, they lost 7-6 to Ontario. Tonight is the third game, December 9th. Then they play December 10th tomorrow at 1:30, December 15th against the Syracuse Silver Knights, and the end Saturday, December 16th with the Baltimore Blast. Tickets available for all those games, harrisburgheat.com. Then they actually go on a 6-game road trip. So kind of early in the season, a kind of odd scheduling stretch where 6 at home and 6 on the road. Like I said, tonight is number 3 of the games on the road as the possession arrow will favor the Heat here, and Doug Dos Santos will get things restarted. Hugo kicks it into the Monterrey end. Kick back into the Harrisburg end. Martinez controls. Martinez, a feed over to his teammate. It was blocked by her save made by Hugo on Turan. Ball kicked over to Freitas, as we know him affectionately as Thiago. Turan in the right corner. trying to kick one in. Ball kicked high and away out of play, just over the Harrisburg Heat bench. 7:13 to go in the first half. It is 2-1 in favor of the visiting Monterrey Flash. Now a restart at the top of the key. So here's the restart. Pass to the right-hand side. A shot! Just wide. And Chile, Carlos Farias, exit the zone. Now back into the Harrisburg defensive area. And a shot wide, and Dos Santos couldn't control it. Santillan sends it back in. Dos Santos controls now for the Heat, bringing it back into the Monterrey zone. Now Silva controls, and he shoots it over the corner glass and out of play. And that will be Monterrey possession as they lead 2-1 with 6:26 to go in the opening half. Flores kicks it back to his teammate from midfield. Now all the way back to Reynoso in front of his cage. Reynoso deep into the attack end for Monterrey. Vaca battling against Lucio. Vaca to Santillan. Santillan, a centering feed, goes harmlessly over to the right side. Santillan now controls. Ball shot back into the Monterrey end by one of its own players, and Reynoso controls in front of his net. 5:35 to go. Ball in midfield. Lucio heads it back in to the Monterrey end. David Miller battling Flores for it. Flores just in front of the slot, could not get the ball to do anything meaningful, and it goes to the right side as Harrisburg now regains possession. David Miller up to number 11, Ricardinho. Ricardinho trying to get a centering feed for Chantel. Chantel limps off the field as he fell in the slot near the ball. Ball worked to the right side here for Monterrey. Moreno. And the ball is back into the Monterrey end. Aguilar battling Lucio. Complaining he got a facial there. Referee's not buying it. As Garcia kicks it back in. Controlled by Aguilar. On the right side. Battling Thiago. Now Garcia. A left-footed shot. No. Hugo just barely got his hands on it. Oh my gosh. A whistle as a Monterrey player looked like he was trying to almost get a free ride on the back of Lucio there. It was number 21, Martin Moreno. And possession arrow will favor the Heat as Lucio will get it over to Thiago. Thiago back to Hugo, to Lucio. Back to Hugo in front of his cage. Hugo over to Thiago. Thiago to Vicbalata. Moreno. Back to Pichardo. Reynoso. A high pass to midfield and could not get his head on it. Could Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez controls. Kicks back to a teammate. Tried to forward it for Martinez, too far. Now Hugo controls. Basso will take it into the attack end for the Heat. And his pass is errant to Pichardo. Now Flores, Eric Flores controls in front of the Harrisburg net, and it falls harmlessly to the side. Flores back with it again. Over to Garcia. Back out to Flores. Flores back out to Martinez. And kicks it all the way back to Reynoso in front of his cage. Turan controls for Monterrey. 2:50 to go, opening half. Quick moving game. It's 2-1 in favor of the Flash. Reynoso kicks it to midfield. Kerstetter off of his chest. Over to DePrima. Now Basso controls. The defender of the year for the MASL in 2016. Kerstetter. Over to Thiago. Back to Kerstetter now. Over to Silva. Silva into the end to Texera. Texera tried to get it over to Ricardinho for a shot. It didn't quite work out. Now Texera tries to forward it over to the slot, and a Monterrey player headed it, and play will be stopped. And it looks like the possession arrow will favor Monterrey, as Texera called for using too much of his hands there in the form of a push. Monterrey trying to get things restarted here, a dangerous restart. They do it nicely as they get it to Vaca, but then the ball goes out of play, and Harrisburg will gain possession. Dos Santos back to Hugo. Under 2 minutes remain in the first half. 2-1 is your score. Monterrey in the lead. Dos Santos at midfield. Thiago now controlling. Now back into the Harrisburg end. Shot just wide. Hugo didn't get a piece of it. It didn't look like, but it still went wide anyway. And now Thiago looked like he was tripped and did a flip. And now the other way with it is Monterrey. A pass to Vallejo. Vallejo in deep. A shot all the way. Heat player. Hugo. Heck of a job to keep it out. As the ball hits the scoreboard, that was extremely dangerous. It looked like Gonzalez was down, or no, excuse me, it was Flores trying to work it around, and the ball just, I don't know how that stayed out of the net, but it did. And a shot there just over the Harrisburg cage and out of play for Flores, the Edgar variety. 58 seconds remains in the opening half. Your Harrisburg Heat trailing 2-1 to the Monterrey Flash. The Flash come into this game, of course, the Southwest Division leaders with a record of 4-0, 1-0 on the road. They are trying to make it 2-0. Harrisburg is trying to improve to 4-2 on the season and 2-1 at home. This the third game of a 6-game homestand for the Heat. Then they go on the road for 6. As 25 seconds remains, a shot or a pass over the head of Edgar Gonzalez. 17 seconds remains in the first half. Harrisburg, it would be huge if they could tie it here before the first half ends. A shot to the corner, pass attempt to the corner, went too high over the glass. And now Monterrey will possess it. They kick it into the Harrisburg end. DePrima tries to follow, but that's a 3-line pass. With 7 seconds remaining, Harrisburg trailing 2-1 in the first half. This will set up a very dangerous restart situation in which Harrisburg could take advantage and tie up this match. Coach Cabral wanting to discuss something with the referees, and he'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. With 7 seconds remaining in the first half, Heat trailed 2-1 on the MASL Heat Soccer Network.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions. Freedmont Mortgage helps you minimize stress in the home purchase process and helps you make the absolute right decision. Freedmont Mortgage has set the standard for trust, honesty, and integrity in the industry for nearly 2 decades. As one of the oldest licensed mortgage firms in the Mid-Atlantic area, they have the experience and the reputation to assist homeowners and home buyers in a variety of situations. Trusted Property Group helps customers sell their home or purchase a home for investment through superior customer service.
Welcome back to the New Holland Arena at Freedmont Mortgage Field. 7 seconds to go. 2-1 Harrisburg trails, but a huge restart here where Harrisburg could tie things up. The Heat coming out of a timeout. Stephen Basso on the field. Berche, who's got a rocket for a shot. Ricardinho out there. Lucio out there as well. Here comes Berche. A pass on the restart. Lucio, a shot. It is blocked, but it goes off a Monterrey player. So with 4 seconds to go, Harrisburg will restart things in the Monterrey end. A huge, huge sequence right here. Deep in the corner is where it will start. A pass to Ricardinho, a shot way over the Monterrey cage, and that'll end the threat with 2 seconds to go in the opening half. Reynoso to Garcia, and that will end things for the first half. Well, coming up, we'll have the halftime show for you. We'll recap the first half scoring. We will also tell you about some different things going on with the Harrisburg Heat. And, of course, we will look forward to the second half. At the end of the first half, your score, the Monterrey Flash 2, the Harrisburg Heat 1. We'll be back with the halftime show on the Harrisburg Heat MASL Soccer Network.
Mom, just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for me.
Thank you for all that you've done over the years.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thanks for all the support and commitment throughout the years.
Thanks for your guidance. Thank you for all your love and support.
Mom, thank you for always taking me to all the games, even though sometimes I know it's an inconvenience.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support.
You know, all your support is always very appreciative, and I love you a lot, and I'm going to continue to play and make you proud.
Thank you so much, and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Love you.
I love you. Thank you, and I love you.
To all the cast of Soccer Moms,
Thanks for the support and everything that you do. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you again for everything, and thanks to all the moms out there.
Founded in 2004, Dacio Office Solutions is a locally owned, authorized Toshiba copier dealership with offices located all over central Pennsylvania. To be successful like the Heat, you need teamwork. To be successful in real estate, you need Chris Timmons of Team Pete Realty. If you are buying, selling, or investing, Chris offers the knowledge, experience, and marketing strategies to assure success. Call Chris today at 717-585-4526 or Chris the Realtor for you at gmail.com. From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions. Freedmont Mortgage helps you minimize stress in the home purchase process and helps you make the absolute right decision. Freedmont Mortgage has set the standard for trust, honesty, and integrity in the industry for nearly 2 decades. As one of the oldest licensed mortgage firms in the Mid-Atlantic area, they have the experience and the reputation to assist homeowners and home buyers in a variety of situations. Trusted Property Group helps customers sell their home or purchase a home for investment through superior customer service.
Welcome back to the New Holland Arena at Freedmont Mortgage Field. It's been a heck of a first half. It was all Monterrey in the first half as they lead 2-1 over your Harrisburg Heat. They got goals from Efrain Martinez to make it 1-0 at 1:43 in the first. And then at the 7:32 mark, it was Carlos Farias making it 2-0 at the 7:32 mark. Then Doug Dos Santos cut the lead in half at 7:13 of the second quarter. That is where we stand at the half, 2-1. There are several other games going on tonight in the MASL. The one that the Heat fans have their eyes on most would be the Florida Tropics and the Syracuse Silver Knights. The Florida Tropics at Syracuse, they lead by 4, 8-4. And that game is in the fourth as we hear it now. The Tacoma Stars lead the Wave 3-2. And another game getting underway later will be the Cedar Rapids Rampage and the Iowa Comets. That one gets underway 7:05 Central Time, so just in a few minutes, that one should be underway. But in the fourth, the one that the Harrisburg Heat fans are probably most concerned about tonight, the Florida Tropics visiting the Syracuse Silver Knights, and the Tropics leading that contest by a score of 8-4. That game, of course, as we know, has not gone final quite yet. That is big in the standings because the Tropics have an identical record to the Heat at 3-2, so they will move to 4-2 should they be victorious, should that score hold and they become victorious tonight. That would put them with a record of 4-2, and then pending the outcome tonight, the Heat could either be 3-3 or 4-2. So they are keeping the pressure on, so to speak. The Heat play here again tomorrow. Kickoff is set for 1:35. The Tropics also play tomorrow at 3:05 Eastern Time. They play the defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast, who lead the division with a record of 4-1. The Ontario Furies kick off against the Coyotes, and that is the full slate of games for your Sunday in the MASL. Of course, the Monterrey Flash are 4-0 coming into this contest, and they lead their division, the Southwest Division, with a record of 4-0. They are 1-0 so far in the young season on the road. Harrisburg, of course, is 1-1, or excuse me, 2-1 at home. The Harrisburg Heat are at kind of a little bit of an odd point in their schedule, as this is game number 3 of a 3-game homestand. So Harrisburg, in the first 2 games of the homestand, they hosted St. Louis December 1st, and they won that game 8-3. Then last weekend, last Saturday, December 2nd, they kicked off against the Ontario Fury and lost a very close contest, 7-6. The Fury, of course, led by former Harrisburg Heat player Bernie Lillevoix. Tonight, they are in the 3rd game of that homestand against the Monterrey Flash. They trail 2-1 here at halftime. Tomorrow at 1:30, the same Flash will be here again at the New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field for another contest with your Harrisburg Heat. That'll be the 4th game of the homestand. Then next Friday, December 15th at 7:35, the Syracuse Silver Knights come to town for the 5th game of the homestand. And then Saturday, December 16th, it doesn't get any easier at 7:05 as the Baltimore Blast come to town for a contest with the Harrisburg Heat, the defending MASL champion Baltimore Blast, and that'll end the 6-game homestand. So some crucial games at home here, and the reason why those games are so crucial is because then the Heat embark on a 6-game road trip. December 23rd, it begins with a match at the Tropics. Then Friday, December 29th, they head to Syracuse. Then Saturday, January 6th, they head to Baltimore against the defending champs. Then they head to Cedar Rapids for a contest with the Rampage on January 12th, which will be the 4th game of the homestand. Then the always tough Missouri Comets on Saturday, January 13th. Saturday, January 20th, they doesn't get any easier as they go to the Blast once again for the 2nd time on the road trip. And that'll be the 6th and final game. And then they come home for 2 against the Baltimore Blast and the Tropics. And those, you hate to look ahead on a schedule, but you look at the game with the Baltimore Blast and the Tropics there as they come off that road trip after 2 games on the road trip are with the Blast and 1 with the Tropics, and then they come home to face those same 2 clubs in order. You look at those games and you say, those are going to be some pretty big games. And especially in the midst of a 3-game homestand where you are 1-1 on the homestand already, you really want to get this contest tonight, the contest tomorrow, especially the one against Syracuse, who by a thin margin occupies the basement in the Eastern Division right now, before you have the Blast come in for that huge one on December 16th. So just eyeing up that schedule for your Heat, and it looks difficult. However, the good news is Mr. Delmont, the owner of the Heat, has brought in a lot of talent, a top-flight coaching staff. You couldn't ask for a better coaching staff on this club. And with all the experience and strategy that they bring and the credibility. And so they are up to the challenge. There's no question about it. But what I'm going the long way around saying, Heat fans, is there is some really good soccer Some really good soccer left, especially tomorrow with East Flash. This has been a tremendous first half tonight. If you did not get out to the game tonight, or even if you have, you'll want to see tomorrow's game for sure. HarrisburgHeat.com for tickets. And then the Silver Knights come in December 15th. It's always spirited against Canardo Forbes and the Silver Knights. And then the Blast, you of course want to make sure you see them on December 16th as the Harrisburg Heat ends a crucial 6-game homestand before they go on the road for 6. But that gives you an idea of what the Harrisburg Heat is facing in the near term, and it should be good. So also some interesting stats heading into tonight's game. You look at some of the league leaders. Lucio for Harrisburg is 10th in the league in goals right now for the Harrisburg Heat. Chiago leads the league in helpers with 11. For spotlighting Monterrey, Francisco Cordero. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. That is not. That is a different team. Excuse me. Carlos Farias. That was the player I was looking for. From Monterrey, is 3rd in the league with 8 assists at present. Looking over some other categories, power play goals. Edgar Gonzalez and Efrain Martinez, both of the Flash, have 2 power play goals on the year, which puts them at 7 and 6, respectively, according to the league website. And looking at shorthanded goals, it doesn't look like either one of these teams has anybody in the shorthanded goal category. Another thought I thought was interesting is blocked shots, of which we've seen a lot tonight. And you figure in a 2-1 game, you probably would see a lot of blocked shots. But Lucio Gonzaga it leads the MASL in blocked shots for your Harrisburg Heat. Stephen Basso is currently in 7th place with 10 blocked shots. And that was coming into tonight's contest. So that is some interesting stuff. Also, as we look at goaltending statistics, I told you I would be talking about these later. Hugo Silva is 5th in the league with a 5.38 goals against average. Diego Reynoso in tonight's matchup is number 2 in the league with a 4.27 goals against. So Silva is very impressive here for your Harrisburg Heat, as he was last season as well. Hugo is 2nd in save percentage with a 755 save percentage. Boris Pardo, the only one ahead of him in the league, with a 771. And of course, it's impressive because he's leading William Vanzela. William Vanzela in save percentage, who has 703. Hugo Silva, number 2, with 755. And Vanzela is 5th with save percentage, and he is 6th with goals against average. Hugo de Silva 5th with 5.38. Vanzela with a 5.43. Vanzela does lead in wins, though, with 4. And he is tied for first place with Diego Reynoso of Monterrey and Jesus Molina is also there. But Hugo has 3 wins, and he is tied for, I guess you would say he's tied for second with about 2, including himself, 6 other keepers. So some impressive stats for the Harrisburg Heat here early on as we get set for action here in the second half with the Heat trailing 2-1. Prior to each game, Heat players and coaches host a 1-hour training session for kids concentrating on different skills required for indoor soccer. Space is limited. Visit harrisburgheat.com for more details and to register. Our players train hard 7 days a week, but they even get sore. And when they do, they visit Homza Chiropractic for their adjustments. Homza is the official chiropractor of the Heat. Go where the pros go. Don't forget, fans, visit our website for a look at the new merchandise available, www.harrisburgheat.com. As we have you ready now for second half action between your Harrisburg Heat and the Monterrey Flash. The Heat, 3-2 on the season, trying to improve to 4-2. And that'll be a huge result tonight, depending upon how the Tropics and the Silver Knights end up. We'll try to keep you updated on that game as we get updates as well. Last word we had, it's now gone final. It is 9-4, so the Tropics win, and the Tropics improve to 4-2. So Harrisburg, in order to stay tied with the Tropics, will need to get a victory here in the second half as they trail 2-1, and the second half is indeed underway. Lucio kicks it into the Monterrey end. Reynoso belays the ball over to the boards, and it squirts out toward the center of the field. Ball is kicked in front of the in front of the Monterrey net, and harmlessly gets back into possession of Monterrey. Centillion over to Reynoso, back to a teammate on the left side, and it looks like Centillion will kick the ball over the Monterrey cage and out of play. 14:24 to go, third quarter, 2-1, Heat trail. Thiago looking to restart things. Thiago centers it. Ball squirts out to the top of the key where Lucio works it back to Hugo. Hugo at center field kicks it in just to the left of the goaltender. David Miller looking to gain control. Monterrey squirts it out to the center of the field, and Douglas Dos Santos dips it back to Hugo and back to Dos Santos. Dos Santos will run it up for the Heat. Ball kicked in. Centillion kicking it out to the center. Flores over to the left-hand side to Garcia. And the ball is back to Reynoso. Over to Baez, back to Reynoso. To Garcia. To Pichardo, back to Reynoso. Reynoso, a big kick into the Harrisburg end. Garcia controls. He takes it back into his own end. Trying to set up a play here. Gonzalez, as the possession arrow favors Monterrey, they say he was interfered with. And now Garcia will try to restart things. Texera and DePrima up front. Garcia, a shot. Hugo stops it, then it rolls through his legs, but he gets a second stop and keeps it out of the Harrisburg net. That was a huge save by Hugo. Ball up the field. Basso kicks it in. Into the corner. Ricardinho. Now Miller controls. Out to Lucio. Thiago. A shot block, or a pass blocked, I should say. Now Lucio controls center field. Now Thiago on the left-hand side. Thiago back to Lucio. Lucio looks to get it in. Deep. Ricardinho couldn't control, and the ball squirts back out to Hugo in the Harrisburg end, where Lucio controls. Lucio to Thiago. Thiago to the right. into Ricardinho. Ball lost to Monterrey. Monterrey sprints into the Harrisburg end. Number 77, Aguilar, claims Lucio interfered with him. The referees agree. Possession arrow will favor the Flash. 11:58 to go, third quarter. Action moving quickly here in Harrisburg. Farias to restart, very dangerous. A shot working around into the slot area, and they do not get a shot off as Lucio controls, and back to Hugo. Hugo kicks it across the timeline, and Teixeira is on the attack. Ball back into the Harrisburg end. Now back in Monterrey, controls in its own zone. Trying to work it ahead for Flores, can't do it. It was Eric Flores. Basso comes over and trying to kick the ball as he fell over. It goes out of bounds. Tripping is the call against Edgar Flores. Possession arrow favoring Harrisburg. Chantel to kick it back into play. Hugo controls. Hugo gets it deep. Ball kicked back in the Harrisburg end. Chantel heads it over to Hugo. Hugo rolls it back for Chantel. Kicks it back to Hugo. Hugo. A pass for DePrima too far. Into the corner. Hugo kicks it out. Monterrey controls in the Harrisburg end now. Kicking out to the center slot. Now ball on the left-hand side. Santillan kicks it over the Harrisburg cage, way over the Harrisburg cage, with 10:51 to go in the third quarter. Harrisburg trails to Monterrey 2-1, and possession will favor the Heat. Thiago works it on the left-hand side. Burche kicks it up. Now back into the Harrisburg end. Monterrey controls. Monterrey into the right side. No. And Monterrey not liking the call that favors Harrisburg possession here with 10:33 to go. These two teams have not played since 2014. As they get this contest on tonight and one tomorrow. Kickoff is at 1:30. And the 1:30 is the correct time. It was initially scheduled for 5 o'clock, but the time moved to 1:30. So 1:30 tomorrow, fans. We'll be back at it here with some indoor football. And Harrisburg fans not liking this, and the Heat questioning it as well. And Monterrey, some Monterrey players in there not happy either, as possession will favor Monterrey after the call by the officials. Santillan to restart things. Teixeira and Burche up front for the Heat. Away from the ball, they are saying Martin Moreno took down a Heat player. I believe it was Basso. And with 10:05 to go, possession will favor the Heat. Burche kicks it into Basso. Basso back to Burche, or Gonzalez. Make that Lucio Gonzalez. Ricardinho down to David Miller. Lucio controls for the Heat. Now Freitas, who is, oh my goodness, his legs were just taken out from him by Efrain Martinez. And Freitas, Thiago, is slow to get up. And his legs were just completely taken out from underneath of him. And the referees will give Martinez a penalty. And Harrisburg will be on the power play with 9:43 to go here in the third quarter. An excellent chance for Harrisburg to tie this game at 2. Lucio over to Thiago. Over to Ricardinho. Into Lucio deep. Ricardinho, a shot, or looked like a pass to Basso. Freitas. Thiago, a shot that bounced back to him. Now Ricardinho over to Thiago. As they go back and forth here with the ball for a while. Now to David Miller. David Miller as he trips over to Lucio. A pass to Basso and just squirted off of his foot. He did not get a full leg on it. Otherwise, that would have been a tie game. 8:55 to go. Thiago controlling. Over to Ricardinho. Ricardinho to Lucio. Back to Silva in the Harrisburg end. They get it back to the attack end now to Thiago. Over to Ricardinho. Ricardinho to Basso. Oh, nice bounce pass off the wall to himself for Flores. And a shorthanded try the other way now as Tehran centered it to him, but the centering pass was too far. And it's a harmless effort as Harrisburg has 30 seconds to try to tie this game on the power play. 8:07 to go, third quarter. A shot by Ricardinho is blocked, and Flores sends it the other way. And too far and out of play. And with 7:59 to go, it is 2-1. The Heat still trail. 16 seconds remains on the power play as Efrain Martinez sits for Monterrey. And it looks like head coach Denison Cabral wants to talk about things. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to MASL Soccer Action on the Harrisburg Heat Soccer Network.
Founded in 2004, Dacio Office Solutions is a locally owned, authorized Toshiba copier dealership with offices located all over central Pennsylvania. To be successful like the Heat, you need teamwork. To be successful in real estate, you need Chris Timmons of Team Pete Realty. If you are buying, selling, or investing, Chris offers the knowledge, experience, and marketing strategies to assure success. Call Chris today at 717-585-4526 or Chris the Realtor for you at gmail.com. From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Hugo will restart things. Rolls it for Thiago. Hugo shoots it into the Monterrey end. Thiago, a shot. Back to Thiago. Over to Lucio, a shot just over the glass. And Lucio can't believe he missed that chance, putting his hands over his eyes. It happens. He's, I'll tell you, if you could pick a team or pick a team member on the Harrisburg team to have his foot on the ball in that situation, Lucio is definitely one of the guys, if not the top guy, you'd want to have that chance. .733 to go. Dos Santos regains possession, then he is tripped up by Pichardo. Don't know if that was incidental or not. If it wasn't incidental, it was really skilled by Pichardo, that's for sure. but it's the referees call it tripping, and Harrisburg will get a nice restart here and a very good opportunity to tie this match. Birche. He's got an extremely heavy shot, maybe the heaviest shot on the team. Shoots it, and man, that was blocked, and that'll leave a mark, I'll tell you what. Lucio on the left-hand side. Ooh, very dangerous pass by Hugo, but he gets it to Dos Santos. Back to Hugo. Back to Lucio. Into the Monterrey end. Ball deep in the Monterrey end to Reynoso. Reynoso, the goalkeeper, kicks it out. Flores heads it back into his own zone. And Martinez falls as Birche falls over him. And Lucio controls in front of the Harrisburg net. Leaves it back for Basso. Basso to Hugo, back to Basso. Basso trying to slide and pass it, but can't make it. Martinez now in the Harrisburg zone. Baez a shot. Very nice save by Hugo. Hugo has kept his team in it with a number of saves, as has Reynoso. It's been a real war of attrition tonight between these two goalkeepers. Ricardinho. Oh, Meller couldn't get a good shot on it. If he had, that one could have been at a decent chance of finding the back of the net. But Meller just couldn't get his foot on it. And things work ahead now for Monterrey. A shot! Did that go in? Yes! Just over Hugo's hand. That was a heck of a shot by number 20, Edgar Gonzalez. Edgar Gonzalez scores at the 14:46 mark. No, not the 14:46 mark. The 8:46 mark. He makes it 3-1. That shot, the only place he could hit, he hit, because Hugo's hand was up in the air, and there was a very small space for Gonzalez to hit. And wouldn't you know, Gonzalez hit that space and makes it a 2-goal lead for Monterrey. That puts significantly more pressure on Harrisburg right now. 5:15 to go in the third. Heat trail 3-1. Goals tonight for Monterrey from Efrain Martinez, Carlos Farias, and Edgar Gonzalez. Doug Dos Santos, the lone tally for the purple and white. A holding call, and Monterrey will take over. Kicking it back to the keeper, Reynoso. And the ball squirts out to midfield now. Chantel working it back to his own zone to Hugo. Hugo over to Chantel. Texera back out to Chantel. Basso into Texera. Texera being worked over by Omar Santillan. Chantel on the left side now with it. Chantel, a kick to the slot. Oh, just wide. That could have been 3-2 easily. 4:04 to go in the third. DePrima controls. Now to Chantel at midfield. Over to Basso. Basso to DePrima. Back to Basso. Lucio controlling. Lucio, a shot. Blocked. Nice block by Eric Flores. 3:31 to go. Here's Lucio. Lucio into Texera deep. Texera off the boards. It's blocked by Santillan. Santillan kicks out. And now Dos Santos back to De Silva. Space has been so hard. Both teams battling for space all night long, as evidenced by the 3-1 score and some really solid goalkeeping play by both keepers in tonight's contest as well. 3-minute mark of the third, 3-1. Harrisburg trails. Lucio dangerously back to Hugo. Thiago back to Lucio. Lucio over to Kerstetter. Brad Kerstetter shoots into oh, nice pass to Meller, and Meller could not get it in as Reynoso was right in position. Reynoso has not just been good tonight, he's also been fortunate, but mostly good. These keepers, as we said earlier, just playing almost at another level tonight. They're really, I shouldn't even call Reynoso's play tonight good. It's been excellent. And he's just been slightly better than his counterpart, Hugo. Although Hugo is playing his normal A game as well. But Reynoso playing very well, and he's also creating some good fortune in his own zone because he is playing so well. As Monterrey controls, Gonzalez controls. Now David Meller out to Ricardinho. Ricardinho trying to gain possession. He does. Over to Thiago. Thiago, a shot! Just inches wide. Back the other way comes Monterrey. A shot. A weak shot on Silva. And he gobbles it up, no problem. 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Harrisburg trailing by 2. And a game that's been a fight for space, much less goals, indicating the 3-1 score. Basso, the defender of the year, over to Gonzalez, or make that Lucio. Basso, a kick off the wall to Texera. Couldn't do anything with it. Ball squirts back out to Hugo. Berche with it to Texera in the slot. Texera tried to shoot it, but it went high over the cage and out of play. But he was saying it was interfered with, so they should retain possession for a very key restart with a minute even to go in this third quarter. And the referees agree with Texera's pronouncement. Off a restart here. Heedle trying to get things within 1. A shot to Lucio. Oh, just wide to the left. Berche, a shot. Reynoso gobbles it up. Now feeds it down to a teammate, Aguilar, and just wide. His shot goes at the other end. 45 seconds to go in this third quarter. For a 3-1 game, this game has been full of action. And it's almost had a real playoff feel to it. You get the sense that these are two really talented heavyweights in the MASL going at it tonight. 3-1 is your score with 25 seconds to go in this third. Texera tried to head one in. Reynoso fields it cleanly with 15 seconds to go. In the Harrisburg end now. Monterrey controls. And the ball goes back over the timeline with an errant pass, and that should do it for the third quarter. at the end of 3 periods of play here in Harrisburg. It's your Harrisburg Heat trailing the Monterrey Flash 3-1 on the MASL Harrisburg Heat Soccer Network.
My mom just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for me. And
Thank you for all that you've done over the years.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thanks for all the support and commitment throughout the years.
For your guidance. Thank you for all your love and support.
Mom, thank you for always taking me to all the games, even though sometimes I know it's an inconvenience.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support.
you know, all your support is always very appreciative, and I love you a lot, and I'm going to continue to play and make you proud.
Thank you so much, and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Love you.
I love you. Thank you, and I love you.
To all the cast of Soccer Moms,
Thanks for the support and everything that you do.
I really appreciate it, and we'll see you this weekend.
Thank you again for everything, and thanks to all the moms out there.
Welcome back to New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. It is your Harrisburg Heat trailing the Monterrey Flash by a final of 3-1. We had, I'll try to pass on some scores to you right now. We had one final earlier tonight, and that was the Tropics defeating the Syracuse Silver Knights 9-4. The Wave over the Tacoma Stars right now 5-4. And the Rampage lead the Comets 4-2. It does not say where those contests stand at present. But at least you have those scores. But that's important because the Tropics now move to 4-2, and that makes it even more crucial for Harrisburg to get a win here this evening to keep pace with the Tropics. The Tropics made some improvements in the offseason, and they were pretty close last season with Harrisburg, and every little bit in the standings will help. As it looks like number 18, Ben Pardue, checks into the game tonight for the first time. And he will start things for Harrisburg here in the final frame, as Harrisburg needs 2 goals to tie and 3 to win. On a snowy day here in the state capital. The Heat trying to get a marker here. I guess the big thing is here, if you're the Harrisburg Heat, to concentrate on that first marker, and then you can worry about the second one. As Hugo sends the ball out of bounds, not what he wanted to do there. As now Monterrey will take possession in the Harrisburg end. Farias to start it. In the corner was Gonzalez. Now back to Farias. Over on the other side, it's Gonzalez. Now the ball back to Reynoso at keeper. Reynoso sends it back up to Gonzalez, and he tries to head it in the air, and he says Chantel pushed him to the ground. Referees agree. Possession arrow favors Monterrey. 14-17 to go. 3-1. Harrisburg trailing Monterrey. Reynoso looking downfield. Tries to get it to Gonzalez in the corner. Gonzalez tripped up by Basso. Ball up to Thiago. Now Kerstetter controlling. Kerstetter down deep. Santillan sends it out. Baez controlling it near midfield. Martinez claiming he was interfered with by Lucio. Now Martinez controls. tripped up by Lucio. And the officials say possession arrow favors Monterrey. Vallejo to restart things. Back to Reynoso. Up into the attack end for Monterrey. Lucio pushes Martinez to the ground. Birche sends it back Harrisburg's way. DePrima now controlling on the left-hand side. Over to Kerstetter. And the Heat looking to set things up with 13:04 to go in the final frame, trailing by 2 goals. Now Chantel has it. Chantel up to Texera. Texera gets it back to Hugo. Hugo near the midfield stripe. He is now in the Monterrey zone. Sends it down to the corner. Pardue trying to get it past the keeper. He can't do it. Hugo controls. Harrisburg definitely an offensive state of mind here in this fourth. A shot from Ricardinho, save Reynoso. Ball back out to midfield. Martinez controls. Martinez looking for a scoring chance, won't get one. Basso has it. The reigning defender of the year. Gets it off to Thiago. Back over to Chantel. 12:03 remains in regulation. Thiago with it. Now to Basso. Back to Thiago. A shot from Thiago, and just over the Monterrey cage with 11:48 remaining in regulation. Harrisburg trails by 2. 11:48 to go. Reynoso sends it up the boards, and Kerstetter will get it for the Heat. He battles for it with 2 Monterrey players. A shot! Oh! Nice job by Hugo getting his fingertips on it. A fingertip save. And that keeps the Harrisburg net free of ball. Lucio, a shot just wide. On the centering feed from David Meller. A shot, oh, the ball just squirted loose and dangerously to the left of the cage. And wanting a penalty there, Birche took a knee to the face, and he and almost everybody in the arena wanting a penalty there, and they will not get it. Possession will favor Monterrey with 11:06 to go. Ball kicked in, down to the corner. Kerstetter bounces it off the corner. Shot just high and wide. I believe Garcia had the shot there. And 10 minutes and 50 seconds, 10 minutes, 57 seconds remain in this fourth quarter as they try to get the ball back to the field. Harrisburg trails by 2. Basso kicks it out of bounds, claiming he was interfered with a whistle from the referees. And this will be a huge restart for Monterrey. This could really change the complexion of this game with 10:53 to go. And Monterrey wants to take a timeout and talk about things with 10:53 left. Harrisburg trails 3-1 to Monterrey. We'll take a timeout as well on the Harrisburg Heat MASL Soccer Network.
Freedmont Mortgage helps you minimize stress in the home purchase process and helps you make the absolute right decision. Freedmont Mortgage has set the standard for trust, honesty, and integrity in the industry for nearly 2 decades. As one of the oldest licensed mortgage firms in the Mid-Atlantic area, they have the experience and the reputation to assist homeowners and home buyers in a variety of situations. Trusted Property Group helps customers sell their home or purchase a home for investment through superior customer service. Founded in 2004, Dacio Office Solutions is a locally owned, authorized Toshiba copier dealership with offices located all over central Pennsylvania.
Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. The Harrisburg Heat trail 3-1 with 10 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in regulation. Monterrey is in a timeout as this is a huge, huge restart right here in this contest. Chantel, Ricardinho, and it looks like Thiago up front. A shot is blocked by Hugo, and then another one blocked by Lucio in the slot. Another shot by Gonzalez, he scores. Edgar Gonzalez, his second of the contest. And that makes it 4-1 in favor of the visiting Monterrey Flash. And that makes it really tough on the Harrisburg Heat with 10 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. So that came at with 10:46 remaining, which means it came at the 4:14 mark of the fourth and final frame. A shot just wide. David Miller controls another shot, bounces off Centillion, and that was such a rocket off of Miller's left foot that Centillion needs a minute to gather himself here after that. That will leave a mark. Both of these teams doing a remarkable job of blocking shots here this evening. (10:16) remains. Harrisburg now trails by 3. A crucial game here for Harrisburg tonight to keep pace with Florida, who already won at Syracuse. 10:05 to go. Ball worked out to midfield. Now, when the game was 3-1, you probably wouldn't think about this. But now with the game at 4-1, if you're Coach Cabral for the Heat, at what point do you think about the 6th attacker? Interesting question. 9:42 remains in regulation. Eric Flores slow to get up. One of the leading scorers for his team. Now Flores in the offensive zone heads it, then off of a Heat player to Prima. Now in the corner, Flores works it. Out to number 5, Vallejo. Vallejo deep into his own zone with it now, with 9:23 remaining. Over to Reynoso. Reynoso way out of his keeper's box. And Kerstetter defending for the Heat. 9:09 to go. Heat trailing by 3. DePrima back to Hugo. Hugo up to Purdue. DePrima now controlling in the offensive end. Ricardinho. Thiago. Thiago centers over to Ricardinho. Farias sends it back to the Harrisburg end. Just on top of the Harrisburg cage, out of play with 8:35 remaining. 4-1. The Heat trail, 8:34 to go. Both very talented teams going at it here tonight in Harrisburg. And a very exciting game lineup for tomorrow at 1:30 as the 1:30 kick from New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. Basso, the reigning defender of the year, brings it across the line for the Heat. Over to Chantel. Back to Silva. 7:56 to go. Ricardinho, a shot off the wall. To Meller, a shot, no! And a Heat player down in the far corner. Garcia called for the trip for Monterrey, and it was Ricardinho on the ground for the Heat. He will restart things. He's got Basso with him, Lucio, Thiago, and David Meller. Thiago looking to shoot. He does. It's blocked. Back out to Hugo. Now Lucio controls. Lucio sent it to the corner for Ricardinho. Ricardinho, shot off the board. On a rebound, he scores! Reynoso didn't even move. And it is 4-2. The Heat cut the Monterrey lead in half. .743 mark of the period. And it was such a good shot, Reynoso didn't even move. Ricardinho with the goal, the second for Harrisburg. The other goal coming from Doug Dos Santos. Dos Santos made it 2-1 at the 7:13 mark of the second quarter. 2 goals for Edgar Gonzalez, 1 each for Efren Martinez and Carlos Farias. Ricardinho and Douglas Dos Santos, the scorers for the Heat. 7 minutes to go. Ball goes out of bounds. And the Heat retain possession in the zone, in their offensive zone. Birche, a shot. And it goes off of Martinez into the Section 11 tunnel. That'll leave a mark tomorrow. Again, 1:30 tomorrow. These two teams kick off again. 1:30 with a celebrity game at halftime. Do not miss it. Tickets, HarrisburgHeat.com. Birche, another shot off over the cage. He's saying it deflected off a Monterrey player. 4-2. The Heat trail with just under 7 minutes remaining to reach a huge restart in the Monterrey end. Chantella shot. Nice block by Pichardo. Hugo looking to set up a play. Birche controls. Hugo controls at midfield. Over to Thiago. Thiago controlling. A pass to Chantel. Now to Basso. Basso. Redirects to Chantel. Chantel in the corner. Try to bounce it off the wall for a teammate. Ricardinho over to Thiago. A shot. Saved by Reynoso. 5:57 to go. And a 3-line violation as on the clearing attempt with 5:56 to go. Another huge restart for the Heat in the Monterrey end. Ricardinho over to Chantel. And that shot goes over the Monterrey cage. 5:52 to go. Heat trail by 2. Fans, get social with the Harrisburg Heat. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Harrisburg Heat on Twitter. Eric Flores controls for Monterrey. Santillan in his own zone. Santillan over to Reynoso. Reynoso trying to get a pass back to him. Lucio intercepts. He's down the right corner. Lucio, a shot blocked. And Monterrey retains possession. Now they kick it into the Harrisburg end. 5:18 to go. Harrisburg trailing by 2. Into the Harrisburg end. Now back David Meller kicks it into the corner. Hoping to find a teammate. He does not. Monterrey now controlling in center field or midfield again. Tehran with it. Tehran kicks it in. Vaca is guarding Lucio as Lucio directs traffic from his own end, trying to set up a play in the offensive zone for Harrisburg. Ricardinho, a shot in the center, or more of a pass, and Pardue controls now. Along the left board. Now back out to center and midfield with Gonzaga. Lucio out with Hugo. Hugo deep into the Monterrey end. The ball zigzagging around in the slot area, and it finds its way into Reynoso's hands. And Harrisburg continues to trail by 2, 4:07 to go. Pardue tries to battle forward. A shot just wide by Basso. DePrima controls on the left-hand side. A shot. Oh! That skirted right over the line for Reynoso and floated harmlessly out. Lucio controls at midfield. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. .325 to go now. Lucio. A shot as it bounced off the boards from David Meller. Didn't get a lot of foot on it, but it was stopped by Reynoso. 3:14 to go. Reynoso out to Lucio. And Monterrey controls again. 3:01 to go. Time started to become a factor for the Heat as they trail by 2, under 3 minutes remaining here in regulation. A shot from Pichardo. Saved by Silva. Now Birche controls. Kerstetter gives it up for Silva. And Silva takes it back to his own end and wants a timeout. He'll get it. With 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in regulation. It's the visiting Monterrey Flash 2, your Harrisburg, or visiting Monterrey Flash 4, your Harrisburg Heat 2. We'll take a timeout and be back in just a moment on the Harrisburg Heat MASL Soccer Network.
To be successful like the Heat, you need teamwork. To be successful in real estate, you need Chris Timmons of Team Pete Realty. If you are buying, selling, or investing, Chris offers the knowledge, experience, and marketing strategies to assure success. Call Chris today at 717-585-4526 or christherealtor4you@gmail.com. From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Are in a battle with the Monterrey Flash, and they trail by 2 with 2:31 remaining in regulation. A 6 attacker now coming on for the Heat. Looks like it's going to be Thiago as the 6th attacker for the Heat. And Coach Cabral during the timeout trying to come up with an offensive strategy to get 2 in the net here to tie things up. Although I think they're just more worried about the first one. As Thiago gives it to Lucio. Back to Thiago, back to Lucio. Lucio to to David Miller. A shot and a centering feed, and it goes in. And it went in off of a Harrisburg Heat player. I believe it went in off of Lucio. And it's 5-2. So as we look at the replay, there was a centering feed, and it went in off of that centering feed. I couldn't even see the number of the player, although it looked like it might have been Edgar Gonzalez. If that is Edgar Gonzalez, it's his third. His third of the contest. A ball goes off of Lucio's face and out of bounds. And it's 5-2 in favor of the Heat. Or in favor of Monterrey, excuse me. And Hugo back in net as the Heat trail by 3 with 1:38 to go. A shot, and Monterrey heads it out of its own zone. Centillion on the head. Now to Gonzaga. Now the 6th attacker is back on for the Heat. Gonzaga to Thiago. Thiago. Over to Ricardinho. Basso battling for it. And with 1:14 to go, they say Vallejo was held. Then he fell to the ground. And now possession arrow favors Monterrey as they lead by 3. Ball deep in the Harrisburg end with 1 minute to go. Or deep in the Monterrey end, excuse me. As Basso looking for a shot. Putalov, a shot blocked. Nice block there by Vallejo as he was standing in the net where Reynoso was out trying to defend the ball. And keeps it out of the net. And it keeps a 3-goal lead for Monterrey. 30 seconds to go. 25 seconds remaining. I'm going to try to get the official tally on that last marker for you for Monterrey. I believe it was Edgar Gonzalez. As 4 seconds ticks down, 3-2, and that'll be the ball game.
To the end of tonight's game, your final score, the Monterrey Flash 5, your Harrisburg Heat 2.
5-2 is the final.
On the field in just a few moments to meet your favorite Harrisburg Heat players, get autographs and pictures before you
I don't know if they're trying to say the ball went off. The official score. Okay, the official score went to Thiago on that last goal for Monterrey, but I believe it was Edgar Gonzalez. I don't know if they're trying to say it's an own goal for Thiago Freitas because the website has the score wrong, saying 4-3. It was really a 5-2 to final, but we'll call it Edgar Gonzalez on the end. We're going to do the highlights now of the game here. Here comes a Monterrey goal, the Martinez goal, as he gets off a rebound, and that was at 1:43 of the first. The second goal came from Farias, as Farias, a shot from the slot, just found the end of the net for. Here's a Harrisburg goal on the number. Their first goal from Doug Dos Santos, a shot off his left foot, and the goalkeeper barely moves to make it 2-1 as Harrisburg cut the lead in half. Edgar Gonzalez now to score. Just got past Hugo there. And then Edgar Gonzalez with his second here, just over the hand of Hugo. And here's a shot by Freitas. And here's the last goal. Gonzalez scored again there. That made it 4-1. And then Ricardinho made it 4-2. And here's the one that I was confused on. Oh, I'm sorry. It may have been Edgar Flores that sent that ball over. And again, that makes the final 5-2. So that recaps your scoring for you. And that'll do it. So once again, these two teams back at it tomorrow at 1:30, right here, same place, same time. Well, not same time, but it'll be a 1:30 kick at the New Holland Arena at Fremont Mortgage Field. In for John Wilsbach tonight, I am Max Stevens. On behalf of our whole crew, we thank you for joining us tonight for Harrisburg Heat Soccer. Your final score, once again, the Harrisburg Heat fall to the Monterrey Flash, 5-2 at home. And that'll do it. Good night and good soccer, everyone.